12 is a raging fire, 13 is a painful doom. And now we get big message of the early service, the day. What is the day? The day when the earth and hills rock and the hills become a heap of running sand, and lo, we have sent you unto you a messenger, a witness against you, even as we have sent unto Pharaoh a messenger. A messenger, the prophet is a messenger, he has a message. Who went to Pharaoh with a message? Moses. So he knows the Bible stories, or the angel knows the Bible stories, and he's comparing the prophet to Moses, and he's sending him the way he sent Moses. But Pharaoh rebelled against the messenger, not named, but it's Moses, whereupon we seized him, that is Pharaoh, with no gentle grip, we, the angels and the heavenly host. Then now, if you disbelieve, how will you protect yourselves upon the day? The day, we're back to the day. What day is that he's talking about? The day of judgment, as we'll hear, the judgment day. Now, we know about the judgment day in what religions? Judaism and Christianity. It's already a known concept. It's not something new in the Quran. In fact, he's drawing from Jewish Christian tradition here. But he's putting his own poetic spin on it. Now, I don't think if you studied Hinduism or Buddhism, you would come to a passage saying, and who will tell you what the day of judgment is like? What will the day be upon which everyone is judged, when the dead are raised from the graves and so on? This is all Judeo-Christian doctrine here. The Muslim says it's miraculous. The outsider says he's got training. So again, we're a mixed group here. Some are Muslim here, and some are Judeo-Christian background. So, I mean, you're just going to have to be tolerant of each other. I mean, the Muslim has the one view, the Judeo-Christian would have another view. Because, I have to be frank, on the one hand, most Muslims don't read Judeo-Christian work. Mostly it's forbidden, and they're not curious very much about it. So you're not in a position to say whether it has a Judeo-Christian origin or not. To you, it's a miraculous origin, but someone from a Judeo-Christian background can say, oh, well, we're familiar with that. We know what that is. It's in this book, it's in this book, it's in this book, it's in this book. And by the way, it runs all through the Dead Sea Scrolls, doesn't it? We worked on the scrolls. In fact, there's one document that speaks of the Day of Judgment from Cave 1, called the Commentary on Habakkuk. It talks about the Day of Judgment. In Arabic, Yom HaDin, in Hebrew, Yom HaMishpat, Day of Judgment. In any case, as the prophet describes it, what is that day like? When the earth and hills rock and the hills become a heap of running sand. These are the things that really appeal to the believer. These images of the Day of Judgment, of the hills becoming a heap of running sand, and the earth rocking. But you'll find this imagery. You'll find this imagery in Paul, same imagery if you look. And you'll find it elsewhere in some of the, what we call the intermediate books of the Old Testament, the ones between Judaism and Christianity. You'll find this imagery there, almost the very same imagery, actually. I can't put you an exact passage at the moment, but it's there. And but the prophet pushed it further, used it further. The angel used it further. And then, of course, something unique to him here, as he describes it, and which, of course, is very striking. That day which will turn the children gray. What do you have as a translation? That one you have there? It's line 17. What do you know? Yeah, okay, whatever. That day that will turn, well, that describes it more. In other words, what happens on that day? It's so fearsome, so overwhelming, that even the children who have normal colored hair, as we would call it, their hair will turn gray in a moment. That's how frightening the Day of Judgment is. The day that will turn the children gray, or they make their hair gray, or make them gray-headed. That's a striking image. It's a poetic image. And again, to my mind, an outsider view, it shows an extremely able poet, or visionary, or if you prefer a prophet. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with a divine recitation, though it can, if that's what your view of it is. So you'll have to choose between that. I made that point enough. Let's leave it. You're the final decision. You make all those decisions for yourself. The heaven is rent asunder. His promise is fulfilled. Lo, This is a reminder that him who will then choose a way unto his Lord. The term of a way. It's all through early Christianity and later Judaism, particularly the Dead Sea Scrolls. The way in the wilderness of John the Baptist. The book of Acts, Christianity called a way by several people in the book of Acts. The Dead Sea Scrolls, the way in the wilderness, the way of walking in the way of holiness, the perfection of the way, the perfect of the way. There's hundreds of references in the Dead Sea Scrolls to the way. Making a way for